Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketur Ganadhyakshaha Thalachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Supakarno Hirambaha Skandapurvadaha Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujan Yasanyavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopasantaye Yatyadvaradavaktraadhya Parishadhya Parastatam Vighram Vighranti Satatam Vishpaksenam Tamahasraye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Aklishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishna Dvaipaya Nambyasam Sarva Bhuta Hiteratam Vedabhya Bhaskaram Bande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadhyasya Yataha Anvayat Vitaratascha Arteshu Abhignahasvarat Tene Brahma Sada Yaha Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayah Tejovari Mridam Yatha Vinimayo Yatratu Sargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmahat Prochida Kaitavotra Paramodirmat Saranam Satam Vedhyam Bhaktavam Atravatra Sivadam Tapatrayon Molanam Srimad Bhaagavate Mahamuni Krite Kivva Parairishvaraha Sadhyo Hridi Avarudhyatehe Atra Krutivihi Sutrushubihi Tatshanat Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukamukat Amrtad Dravasam Yutam Sivata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muharaho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. With Bhagavan's faith, let us continue where we left off in our last session. Now, we came up to Slokams 8 in Adhyayam 29, Skandam 3. Now, before taking up 8, 9 and subsequent slokams, we also went to the Bhagavad Gita teachings and partook a few things from Bhagavan there to answer our questions that we may have in our mind about the form and the formless, because that's going to come again, and why the form worship is easier than the formless, and what is Bhakti, Ananya Chantiyantamam, how to attain moksha, right? And what is the attitude we must develop. All those things we covered in several slokas, right? And you can worship in any form that you want, but what is important is Sraddhan Vataha. The Shraddha is most important, right? And the question of doing Arpanam, the activity to do that, and all those things we covered. Now let us come here and continue our learning. In Slokam 8, Bhagavan says in Srimad Bhaavatam, Adhyayam 29, Skandam 3. Abhisandhaya yo himsam dambham matsarjam eva va samrambhi jinnadrik bhavam mayi kuryatsa tamasaha. See, okay, overall, let me give you the text slokam. Abhisandhaya yo himsam dambham matsarjam eva va samrambhi jinnadrik bhavam mayi kuryatsa tamasaha. That person who's in his mind, he is carrying jealousy, envy, conceit, pride, and also compelled by a sense of anger and a sense of aggressive violence in his mind, and he worships me, considering me separate from him. He also seeks me. He also worships me. And he also sends his love to me. Right? By seeking me, he is also loving, but his mind is full of violence, violent tendencies, it's anger, jealousy, and dambam, ego, pride, conceit, right? All these are there. That bhakti is tamasaha, is called tamasam, tamasic bhakti. Number 8. Yaha, who, himsam means to hurt, the hurtful tendencies to others. Yeah, the hurt takes place, please remember, not only in actions, but also in my thoughts. Okay? Sarva jiva tiraskaram kesavam pratigachati. The saying is, Sarva deva namaskaram kesavam pratigachati. Whoever I worship, whichever deva I worship, that reaches only Kesava. Who is Kesava? He's not an Iyengar god. Okay, you should not think of him like that. And he's not just another name for Krishna, but when Arjuna addresses Krishna very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita, first time he says Kesava, that same thing Bhagavan has given to us in Sasanam also. Kesava is that Bhagavan, that entity, one entity who creates, sustains, and also dissolves, into which everything goes back to him, from which everything comes, by which everything is supported, and into which everything goes back. That's the meaning of Kesava. There are other meanings also, but this is a very important meaning of the pada. So, Sarva Deva Namaskaram Kesavam Pradikachati. That is a saying from scriptural truth, that from our elders. So, whatever devas I do namaskaram to, worship to, it reaches only Kesava. That one entity. We saw that also in Bhagavad Gita teaching. Right? I believe it is Adhyaya 4, Slokam 11, okay? Or 12 maybe. Now, the interesting thing is, Sarva Jiva Namaskaram Kesavam Pradikachati. When I worship all the Jivan, all the beings, my worship in this world, and that worship goes to Kesava only, nobody else. That is where it finally lands. The interesting thing is, an important thing is, to keep in mind, Sarva Jiva Tiraskaram Kesavam Pratigachati. Any harm and hurt that I do to the Jivas also reaches Kesava only. So here, this Tamasic Bhakti, with my violent tendencies in my mind, harmful, hurtful tendencies in my mind, and the feeling of jealousy, envy about others, I carry that in my mind. And dambam, my God, dambam is very important. Just like matsarya means jealousy. And dambam means ego, pride, conceit. That I'm somebody, because I'm such a big man, I'm just a big person, both feelings. See, all these feelings are very important when I go to the temple. And then I worship Bhagavan. I offer donation. I do whatever that I do. And here, the samrambhi is another word. Before I come to Binna Dhrit Bhavam, that's another thing. We come to that in a minute. So, Yaha, who, himsam, with the hurtful, harmful tendencies in the mind, with dhambam, with ego and pride and conceit in the mind, matsarjam, in feeling of jealousy, and envy in his mind, matyam, eva, va, or, va means or, and samrambhi, driven by these, there is an inherent compulsion, inherent push and the pull of anger, very angry in the mind. Bhinna dhrit bhavam, considering me separate from him, the form worship, right? Okay. Mayi, to me, kuryatsa, that bhakti kuryatsa, one who offers love to me, loves me this way, that is called tamasaha. Abhisandhaya means one, abhisandhaya is one who experiences this. Okay? That tamasaha, that is tamasic bhakti. Abhisandhaya yo himsam yo himsam dhambam matraryam evava samrambhi bhinna dhrik bhavam mayi kuryatsa tamasaha. So help ever, hurt never. Hurt never is so very important, a starting point. And so again, if I'm hurting someone in my mind and I realize that I'm doing things that are not prescribed, prohibited, whatever I do, best thing is, and the best solution, the only solution is to offer that to Bhagavan. Okay, give the responsibility there. Slowly that will purify my mind, remove the matsaryam, remove the dhambam, and remove the himsa attitude and the anger and everything. Okay? Next one. Slokam number 9. Vishayan abhisandhaya yasaha aitvaryam evava archat archa adhav archayet. Archa adhav archayet yaha mam prutat bhavaha saha rajasaha. Some words should be very simple for you to understand. Vishayan abhisandhaya. Okay? Vishayan, all the sense objects. Because I think of happiness and pleasure is my sense object, so I go after it, right? I want to buy a Mercedes car or BMW or Tesla, buy a big house, $1 million house. These things are, that's the way we look at things, isn't it? Huh? Tendency. So that's the Vishayan, various Vishayangal, seeking power, fame, position, recognition, whatever you may want. They're all sense objects, okay? Seeking praise through the ears, seeking very pleasant things for the eye, very tasty things for the tongue, you know. These are all Vishayan abhisandhaya, seeking them, seeking the pleasure in the sense object. And also abhisandhaya yasaha, one who seeks fame, reputation, abhisandhaya yasaha. Then abhisandhaya aiswaryam, seeking wealth, material wealth. This evava, or any of these. With these tendencies, archa adau, and he worships here archa adau. That is the archavataram is the various murtangal, the forms that we worship. Okay, so archa adau. Then I'm worshipping these various deities, whatever deity that appeals to me. Okay, that I worship. Archayete. Okay, I'm worshipping those deities, seeking the various sense objects. Okay, various things that I want in life. And Swami says in Bhagavad Gita also, yes, that's it. Artharthi, Artharthi, they're all my bhaktas only. So if I want wealth or material wealth, yes, I go to Bhagavan only. But that bhakti, whatever bhakti is that? Okay, Vishayan abhisandhaya, seeking various sense objects. Yasaha abhisandhaya, seeking fame and reputation. And Aiswaryam abhisandhaya, seeking wealth. Right? I approach Bhagavan and I worship him. Archa Ada with various forms. Archayete, worshipping. But Mam Pritak Bhavaha, but keeping me as separate from me, keeping himself separate from me. That person. This is the way we all worship, isn't it? I go to Bhagavan, I think of Swami, and I say Bhagavan is different from me. Right? I keep myself separate from him. That is Pritak Bhavaha, with that feeling of separation. One who does this form worship, but the impulses are different. It is not anger, it is not violence, and it is not dhambam, and it is not envy. It is seeking sense objects, seeking fame, and seeking aiswaryam. Right? Now that bhakti saha rajasaha, that is denoted as Rajasic Bhakti. Vishayan abhisandhaya yataha aiswaryam evava archa adau archayet yaha mam pratak bhavaha, yaha who, this way, mam pratak bhavaha, keeping himself, keeping me separate from him, saha, that person, rajasaha, Rajasic Bhakti. that devotion is Rajasic. Now, number 10. Of course, as you would imagine, this will be Satwic Bhakti. Karma nirharam uddeshya parasmin va tad arpanam. Okay, first line. Karma nirharam uddeshya parasmin va tad arpanam. Yejet yashtavyam iti va pratak bhavaha saha satvikaha. Now that bhakti is Satvika Bhakti. Which one is that? Karma nirharam. Okay. And uddeshya. Karma nirharam uddeshya. Swami, I am bound by these actions. I am not able to escape from these actions. Karma bandham, the bondage of actions and reactions keep on binding me. I want freedom from it. Nirharam, I am freeing. And the karma, the word karma itself has got several meanings. Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna in Adhyayam 4, okay, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, he says, I will tell you what karma is and what vikarma is and also what akarma is. This question of karma, even the most educated, the knowledgeable people are confused about it. Okay? So it is the karma does not mean only, oh my God, the karma palansar and all that. No, karma simply means the efficacy of doing any action that comes as prasadam from Bhagavan. Efficacy. The karma is doing me. I am not doing it. Please understand. Don't think that I am speaking to you. The action speaking on this particular subject, that particular thing is making me speak to you. That's one that understand. Same way you're not listening. The action of listening to this particular subject matter at this particular time, that entity, that force, that Shakti is making you listen. Please understand this. Okay, it is karma is doing us. I am not doing any karma. That's the efficacy of karma is very important to understand. If you reflect on that, slowly it will reveal itself. But in our case, we are bound. I see that I do an action, so many things to do. As I'm doing one particular thing, I'm thinking of the next thing to do, right? This is we call, multitasking and this and that, so many things. My is not able to get out of it. And then whatever I do, I have to pay the result, the price for it. Whatever it may be, something all of a sudden hits me and then I react this way, that way. Keeps on going, endless, non-stop. How do I get freed from this? Karma nirharam. Nirharam means to free myself from this karma bondage, the buddhis, seeking that. Seeking the freedom of the bondage of action. That is the purpose, seeking that. Parasmin, to Bhagavan, to the Supreme Lord, Bhagavan. Va, or tat arpanam, offering the action and the result of all the activities to that Parasmin, to that Bhagavan, as we saw in the last slokam or so in the Bhagavad Gita, yat kurushva tat arpanam, tat yat karoshi tat kurushva matarpanam, right? Yat asnosi tat kurushva matarpanam. So I follow that. I'm doing the arpanam to that Parasmin, to that Bhagavan. I still feel separate from him. That's what Bhagavan is going to say here. Okay, still feel separate from him, but I'm doing the arpanam to him because Bhagavan asked me to do it. I don't know what that means. I don't know what where that's going to lead me to. But he says, do it. So I will do it. That's all. No questions asked. That obedience, implicit faith, 100% obedience, like Hanuman had. When Rama said, please, can you do something for me, Hanuman? And the Swami, yes, Swami. Please, can you hand over this Kanayari to this ring, to Sita? Yes, Swami, I will do it. And he put it. Then Rama asked the question, Hanuman, have you seen Sita before? No, Swami, I have not. Do you know where she is? No, I don't know where she is. Then how do you say that you will hand it over to her? Well, Swami, I am not doing it. You are doing it through me. If you want it done, it will get done. That's all. That thing, the immediate obedience. If Swami says jump, and immediately you must jump. And it actually happened. One devotee, one took him there one morning and said, fine. There were two people sitting there. They say, okay, faith, faith in Bhagavan. We say, okay, how much is our faith? Okay, if I ask you to jump from this balcony, will you do it? And person A did not even move. He was thinking, oh my God, now what happens, etc., etc. And person B said, okay, Swami, immediately got up and went, jumped down from the balcony. And then Swami said, no, stop. See, that implicit obedience, Bhagavan says, Yat karoshi tat kurusha mat arpanam. That's all. That's a prescription, that's a medicine. Okay, I follow. If I do that, okay, so karma nirharam uddhisya parasmin va tat arpanam. The karma itself, I'm not now seeking anything else. The va is very important. Or, okay, we read that sentence again, so it's understood very clearly. The first type of bhakti that he is describing here, Satvic Bhakti, is karma nirharam uddhisya parasmin. Parasmin, to Bhagavan, to Supreme Bhagavan, to that entity, whichever form I worship. The same Bhagavan is there. But seeking freedom from karma, seeking moksham. Okay? Seeking the freedom from this bondage, samsara saharam, I'm seeking freedom from it. With that motive and objective and desire, I worship Bhagavan. Or karma arpanam, offering the actions and the results of the action parasmin, to that Bhagavan. Either way I do it. Then the next sentence is or tat arpanam parasmin yajete. Yajete is a verb. To Bhagavan I worship. Yajete, I worship. Then yashtavyam iti va pratak bhavaha. Keep feeling separate from me. Right? The feeling of separation we all have, right? We call it Maya or whatever else, that's our word. But point is, I know, I don't feel I am Brahman, right? I feel I am this. So the feeling of separation is there. So that pratak bhavaha, with that feeling of separation, yashtavyam iti, thus yashtavyam, worship. The worship done this way with the feeling of separation, worshipping the Supreme Bhagavan, seeking freedom from the karma bandham, the samsara sagram, or worshipping Bhagavan by offering the actions and the results and the desire for the action, desire for the results, everything to that Bhagavan, but feeling separate from him. That bhakti, yaha, who does it? Saha Satvikaha. This is Satvika Bhakti. So Tamasic Bhakti, Rajasic Bhakti, Satvika Bhakti. Tamasic Bhakti with the mind boiling in anger and violent tendencies and conceit and pride and jealousy. Okay, I worship Bhagavan. That is Tamasic Bhakti. Now I desire fame, I desire wealth, I desire the various sense objects in life. Could be anything. Okay, but with that I worship Bhagavan. Now, the Tamasic also, I feel separate. I keep Bhagavan separate from me. And then seeking the wealth, seeking fame, seeking the various objects of the world, and then I worship Bhagavan, but keeping Bhagavan separate from me, that is Rajasic. Now, worshipping Bhagavan, seeking freedom from the Karmabandham, Samsara Sagaram, or worshipping Bhagavan by offering all my actions and results and all that to him, arpanam, doing arpanam to him, but keeping him separate from me. That bhakti is Satvika bhakti. Now, okay, so what is the next stage that we are going? So we understand. Again, nothing is wrong. Whichever way I seek Bhagavan, he blesses me and increases my faith in that path that way, because the goal is to reach him finally. So he takes care. No deficiency. Only say, don't be a beggar in life. Don't seek things from others who are as limited as you are. They may hold a big position today. Tomorrow, what happens? So come to me. Be bigger, he says. Don't be a beggar. Whatever you need, come to me. Okay? Even if it is the minutest thing. Swami, please cure my stomach pain. Okay? He will take care. Or you want $1 million, go to him. Whatever it is. Or you want spiritual knowledge, go to him. Whatever. But come to me instead of begging from people like you who are very limited in the world. Why do you go and do that? So this is something we have to keep in mind. So whatever I do, I take it to Bhagavan. But the bhakti are differently classified. But whatever I do, ultimately, that takes me to the next stage, which is described in Slokams 11 and 12. So in Bhakti Yogam, the description comes. And Slokams 10, 11 and 12, I will read today and we'll take up the meaning tomorrow with Bhagavan's grace. Mat guna sruti matrena mayi sarva guha asaye manogatihi avichinna yatha ganga ambasaha ambudhau lakshmanam bhakti yogasya nirgunasya hi udahrutam asaituki avyavahita ya bhaktihi purushottame. So, Bhagavan's grace, we will take it up tomorrow. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Santit Santit Santit.